Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. What if your art could win you $2,000? Well, that's exactly what was up for grabs in this competition. I entered Clip Studio Paint's 40 Seconds International Illustration Contest, where the challenge was to create an original illustration inspired by cooking and cuisine. So of course I went full dessert mode and designed a Strawberry Shortcake-inspired character. But was my art sweet enough to take home the prize? Stick around to see my final piece and find out if I won. Alright, let's talk about the design. Since this was a food-themed contest, I wanted my character to feel as light, fluffy and magical as an actual strawberry shortcake. Her top, a layer of cake with whipped cream-like ruffles. Her hair, a fluffy bunch of soft pink curls to represent whipped cream. And to give her a fantasy twist, I gave her a big poofy skirt that resembles an antique plate, which altogether made it feel like she was a part of the dessert while still being human. Of course, no dessert queen is complete without accessories, so I gave her a strawberry shortcake hat which she is carefully trying to icing herself. This detail hints that she is not just a baker, she creates everything she wears, just like the freshly baked strawberry shortcake sitting in front of her. Okay, now time for a backstory on this character. Meet Sorrel Shortcake, the pastry artisan of the Sweetwood Realm. In a world where desserts aren't just treats but expressions of creativity and tradition, Sorrel is a rising star. Unlike the grand patisseries that use spells and shortcuts to bake their sweets, Sorrel believes that the best pastries come from skill, patience, and a little personal touch. She runs a small but beloved bakery tucked away in a charming, flower-dusted corner of the Sweetwood Realm. Every morning she wakes up just as the sun rises, ties on her apron and gets to work, mixing, kneading and crafting each dessert by hand. However, Sorrel doesn't just bake food, she builds it into her world. Her signature strawberry shortcake hat, she's carefully icing it herself, a reminder that she takes the time to craft everything in her life with the same dedication she puts into her pastries. Her big poofy skirt, inspired by an antique plate, represents the generations of bakers before her, carrying on their legacy with every dessert she makes. And in front of her, a freshly baked strawberry shortcake, golden and soft, waiting for its final touch. But as much as she loves baking, she's facing a problem. The once thriving art of handcrafted pastries is fading, as more bakers turn to magical shortcuts and artificial charms. People are forgetting the true heart of baking, the love and effort behind each creation. Determined to prove that true artistry can be replaced, Sorrel enters the Grand Dessert Showcase, the most prestigious baking competition in the realm. The challenge? To create a dessert so visually stunning and irresistibly delicious that it reminds the world why traditional baking still matters. As she carefully adds the finishing details to her strawberry shortcake, she knows that every swirl of icing, every layer of cake, and every tiny detail in her work carries a story, a memory, and a passion that magic alone could never replicate. Will her handmade masterpiece be enough to win, or will the world choose easy magic over true craftsmanship? After hours of painting, blending colors, and resisting the urge to bake an actual cake, here's the final piece. This was a drawing I did a while back and I was so proud of how it turned out. She's fun, vibrant, and full of personality and has a great backstory. But now, the big question: did I win the $2,000 prize? Sadly, no. But honestly, that's totally okay. The experience was amazing and seeing all the insanely talented artists who entered was so inspiring. At the end of the day, art competitions aren't just about winning. They're about growth, creativity, and making something you love. And honestly, I'm already brainstorming my next food-inspired character. Maybe a latte knight or a cotton candy warrior. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should I do more food-inspired characters? And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more art, chaos, and questionable life choices. And tell me, what's your favorite dessert? Maybe it'll inspire my next character. With that, I'll see you in my next video.